This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, what's up, Hello News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things. And today is no different. So excited to have my next guest on. She's talking all about dating and Miami and events and what you need to do to meet other cool people in Miami. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show Jessica Bakeman. Hey, what's up?
Hi, Janey. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be with you.
No, thank you. We've been trying to get this going for the longest. As a fellow reporter and journalist, I know you get it. And so, but I wanted to have you on the show to talk about this really dope thing that you're doing. And let me get your name right, because I said Bateman. It's Jessica Bakeman, correct?
Yes.
Names matter. Names matter. I want to make sure I give you your things.
Well, I called you Janie earlier and you told me it was Janae, so we're on the same page. Now we know how to pronounce each other's names.
That part, the basics. Hey, Jessica. So tell me, you have this initiative and this event that you do called We Met in Miami. So tell me, how did all of that get started?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. So, it got started because I live in Miami. I love Miami. I'm all in on Miami. And also, I know that there are some challenges to living here. And one of them is meeting people and making connections. It's not just a Miami thing, honestly, especially since the pandemic, especially for those of us who grew up with social media and dating apps being kind of the primary way that we interacted with others. Like, it's not so easy to just walk up to a new person and introduce yourself. Loneliness is an epidemic that the US
Mhm.
Surgeon General has been raising awareness about. So I wanted to do something to create opportunities for myself and others to meet new people. And one of I think that it came to me in like many different moments, but one of the moments, I don't know if you've ever been to Legion Park in Little Haiti, but on Saturdays there's a farmer's market there and there's a yoga class. And so one Saturday I was there and I'm looking around at the yoga class and I'm like, there's a lot of cute people here at yoga, but I don't know who's single. I don't know who's open to making new connections. And so that's really when I thought of the idea for We Met in Miami, and kind of the main thing for We Met in Miami is we have these wristbands. So, I should be wearing them right now. When you're at our events, you can wear wristbands. A green wristband means I'm looking for love. A blue wristband means I'm looking for friendship. There's a rainbow wristband for the LGBTQ community. Yes, you can wear more than one. I wear all three. And so it's a way of letting others know that you're single or that you're open to friendship and making new connections. So that was kind of like the original idea. Like, okay, well, if we create opportunities to bring people together who are looking for love and friendship, and you give them something to do that's fun, that is a mutual interest, because if both of us came to this event, then we're both interested in it. And you add the wristbands, which makes it a little bit easier to talk to new people, that like connection would blossom. And for the most part, that's true. But since we launched in February, a lot of the feedback that we've received from attendees is, this is great, but we're too shy. We need help. Help us talk to each other. Help us make
Really?
connections.
Okay.
Yes. So we have sort of revamped and relaunched, and our events now are more structured with icebreakers, with small group facilitated conversations. So, for example, next week our next event is a game night, and we do table shuffles at the game night. So it's like we're all playing a game for a certain amount of time, and then, okay, now it's time for everyone to get up, move to a new table, play a different game, meet new people. So we're just trying to kind of shuffle people up so that they get to meet new people and make those deeper connections.
I love that. I love that. And especially what you're saying about the pandemic and everybody becoming like more introverted and not making those like human connections. Even
Mm-hmm.
somebody like myself, I work from home. And a lot of times I'm like, I haven't talked to anybody outside of the house in
Mm-hmm.
like 4 days. Like, and so having that type of like environment to facilitate, like you said, human connection, I think that's really important in the time that we're in. And I want you to talk more about the event that's coming up. It's August 15th, correct? The your
Yes.
next
Yes. So this summer we're doing a series of free game nights. And next week is actually the second one. The first one we had on July 13th. It was sold out. It was so much fun. So the next one is at Tripping Animals on Thursday. Yep, we met at game night. It's a free event, and actually for this one, the first 50 people get a free beer. So it's kind of an amazing value. And like I said, we're going to have timed game rounds and table shuffles to get people mixed up talking to each other, icebreakers. And we're actually, for this one, we're also partnering with ACENextGen Miami, which is an entrepreneurship group for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander people. And they are going to be helping us facilitate mahjong at the event. So we'll have like a specific focus on mahjong, and then we'll also be playing a bunch of other games as well.
Oh, I love it. And do you have any other upcoming events that we should know about as well?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah.
So the kind of big picture idea behind We Met in Miami is community service, civic engagement, and the arts. So all of the events fall into one or more of those categories. And I'm really excited because the next couple of events we've got coming up are in that civic engagement realm, which I know you're really interested in as well with everything you're doing around voting. So the next event after the game night is on August 24th. We actually haven't officially announced this yet, so it's first for your listeners.
Hey, love
And
exclusives.
exactly, it's called We Met at Miami Poetry Club. So it's a collaboration with Miami Poetry Club, and it's going to be held at Green Space Miami, which is an art gallery in Little Haiti. The current exhibit at Green Space is called I Am Little Haiti. So it's an art exhibit with photographs, essays, mixed media. It's curated by Carl Juste, who is an award-winning Haitian
From the Herald.
journalist. Yes, from the Miami
Yeah.
exactly. And so at this event, we're going to have Miami Poetry Club folks are going to be leading the group through a poetry writing exercise, and We Met in Miami is going to be working with people through conversations and icebreakers, and it's all going to be like inspired by the art of the I Am Little Haiti exhibit. So that kind of gives you an idea of like what we like to do and like how we kind of bring people together. And one other event I'll mention that's coming up in September, on September 18th, it's also in the civic engagement realm, is going to be actually a panel with local journalists to talk about covering elections. I'm hoping you're going to be on the panel. That's something I wanted to talk to you about.
I mean, I would love to. You got to give me the details.
Okay, I'll give you the details right now. So Wednesday, September 18th, it's going to be at Books and Books in Coral Gables. And it's in collaboration with the League of Women Voters of Miami-Dade. So we're inviting a panel of local journalists to have a conversation with the audience about how we cover elections. As you mentioned, I'm a journalist. In my full-time role, I work for WLRN, and We Met in Miami is a personal project. But I know, and you know, that there is a crisis of trust in local journalism. And I think one thing that we can do to make a difference is just be more transparent and open with our audience about like how we go about doing our work. So I think if we get journalists from different news organizations that come from different perspectives and have different backgrounds and experiences, and we just talk to each other, here's how we go about covering elections, here's how we figure out what's the most important stories and how to go about telling them, and really engage with the audience and see what their questions are. And then we're gonna, like we do at our events, we're gonna break into small groups and have conversations about media and democracy and elections, and hopefully people will make some new romantic and friendship connections along the way.
I love that, and I love when I read into We Met in Miami, when I saw the civic engagement and volunteer, and also to love and friendship. I really, really like that the initiative and the mission behind it, because as you know, in Miami, we're in our silos. Sometimes we're really segregated, and sometimes we don't know, like you said, you just go to an event and you may be shy, and so the fact that you're facilitating these interactions for people, that's pretty dope. I really like that. Can you speak to more of like the importance of creating these safe, diverse spaces for people of color and different sexual orientations? Because sometimes a lot of places aren't as welcoming.
I really appreciate that question. And just to comment on something you said earlier about how you work from home, a lot of the people who come to We Met in Miami events work from home. And so they don't have a lot of opportunities to meet other people. And in terms of the diversity, that has been very much a main intention for me from the beginning with starting this project. And that's partly why, one of the events that I just mentioned is going to be related to this exhibit about Little Haiti. And we had another event in the past where we partnered with a Haitian American artist who created our very first game night, actually was featuring her game that she created called Scramble, which is like Scrabble, but you can play it in English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. So it's really celebrating like the different languages and the different cultures of Miami. And that's been really important to me. So like, with this game night next week, we're partnering with an Asian American group, just thinking of all the different ways that we can highlight all the beautiful cultures and experiences of Miami and create opportunities for people to learn about a community that they don't know about or to connect more deeply with their community. And obviously with the wristbands and the rainbow wristband, it's very much LGBTQ inclusive. And, it's interesting because as I've delved into this more, I've discovered that there are many organizations, companies, communities, not just in Miami, but around the world that are very much focused on IRL connection, because this is not something that's only happening here where people are really craving that connection. And what I feel sets We Met in Miami apart from some of those other organizations is, one, it is LGBTQ inclusive, right? A lot of the dating events, speed dating events you see are only for straight people. And also it's financially accessible. Most of our events have been free. We haven't had an event with a ticket price more than $20 because it's very important to me that people can come and that connection is accessible to everyone. And a lot of these other organizations that are doing these events, the tickets are $30, $40, $50, $100 more, and that's just not doable for everybody. So it's extremely important for me to really make sure that the events are as accessible and diverse and inclusive as possible. And you're so right about how segregated our communities are. And with the pandemic, that's only made it worse. Even with the LGBTQ community specifically, like one of the joys of this experience for me has been that I've been going to like so many events. I've been trying to check out every event I can, speed dating, friendship, or just any kind of community event because I want to get ideas and meet people. And going to LGBTQ specific events, and I'm pansexual, so I date people of any gender. I go to an event and it's all gay men, or I go to an event and it's all queer women. It seems like even within the LGBTQ community, there's really segregated along gender, along racial lines, socioeconomic lines. So one of my goals is to really do more events that are like for queer community and fostering queer community. But in general, I want people to feel like they can come to We Met in Miami and they can feel like they belong. And also they can feel like, wow, I just got to learn about something really cool that's happening in a different neighborhood that, I don't get to visit very often. Or, oh, I went to the Miami Film Festival for the very first time because I went with We Met in Miami, So I think it brings people together around connection. And yeah, we do the best we can to facilitate the safest space possible.
That's what's up. I really, really, really like that. That's needed in our atmosphere right now. So kudos to you for doing that. And I think a little birdie told me that you're gonna possibly do a We Met in Miami around the Miami Book Fair. Is that something in the works?
A little birdie. I'm like, who told you? Yes, Miami Book Fair is in the works. There's a bunch of stuff in the works. A Miami Heat game is in the works, but we can't officially announce that stuff until it's set in stone. But yeah, it's amazing. I started in February and the response has been incredible. Like it just, every time I talk to people, it just really resonates with them. Like, man, it's hard to meet people in Miami. It's hard to make those connections. It's hard even if you have like a nice conversation with someone to go to the next step and say, hey, can I get your number? Can I follow up? Can we reconnect? So something that we actually started doing recently at our events is we created this connection form. So at the events, everyone wears name tags and the name tags have numbers on them. So then at the end of the event, you can say, okay, this is my name tag number, and here are the name tag numbers of the people that I would like to reconnect with for friendship or dating after the event. And if you and I both list each other's number, then we'll get an email saying, hey, you guys both are interested in being friends, go ahead and take it from here. And the first time we tried that, we had 15 people at the event fill it out, and 9 of them had some kind of match. I think we had 1 dating match and like 7 or 8 friendship matches. So I was like, I'm really encouraged by that. And, I think there probably are a lot of friendships and matches that have happened at We Met in Miami events that I don't necessarily know about yet, like when you meet someone new and you hit it off and maybe you start seeing each other, you're not trying to like put it on blast. Like, let me call Jessica
Yeah,
and
let
make
me
sure this is
tell.
one that we
Met
met
in
in Miami
Miami.
Instagram. But I'm like, please tell me if you met at one of my events, because it does help
Yeah.
us tell the story of what we're doing. And also like, if we're not doing something that we should be doing to foster connection, we want to know so that we can improve the events and make them better moving forward. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff coming up. And I really appreciate you helping me get the word out to your community and your audience about this opportunity.
No, definitely. I'm always like events like this is stuff that I want to share with our audience. And honestly, too, just on that Miami Book Fair thing, if that's something we could talk about offline, because someone mentioned it to me that we should do a meetup. And I'm like, we don't really do a lot of the promotion stuff, but maybe there's a collab that we could do with the
Okay.
Hilo News / We Met in Miami
I'm so down.
collabo. I think that would be really dope.
Yeah, well, we're going to start by getting you on that panel on September 18th. I'm like, you got to
Let's
take
do
your calendar out right now and see.
Yes, let's do it. Yeah, that's the best way. Hold me to it. And look, Jessica, before I let you go, I always like to have like some type of connection so people know about the people we're interviewing. And
Mhm.
hyper local. Hilo News is all about hyper local and location based and like letting people know a little bit about you. So let people know like where you're from, a little bit about your background. Are you native to Miami? Let us know a little bit about Jessica.
Okay, absolutely. I am not native to Miami. I'm originally from Rochester, New York, and I moved around a bunch for different jobs. But I've been in Miami 7 years, and like I think I said at the beginning, I'm all in on Miami. Like I love Miami.
At this
I'm
point, you're
staying.
this is home.
I'm a Miamian now. Yes. And like we talked about, I'm a journalist. So I work for WLRN. I'm the director of enterprise journalism. So that means I oversee our long form audio storytelling projects. So our investigations team, podcasts, documentaries. I also run our internship program. So I'm a part of the management at WLRN. And I also am a part of a choir. I don't know if any of your listeners are
Really?
interested in a choir, but I will plug. So I'm involved in a local organization called Miami Sound Space. It's actually a community choir collective. There are
Mhm.
3 choirs. The main choir is called Miami Sound Choir, and it is an adult community choir, 18 plus, no experience necessary, no audition, pay what you can. Anyone can come and sing with us. It was founded by Laura Merisier, who is an absolutely amazing musician and leader in the community. She's Haitian American. She's from South Florida. And actually, we met in Miami. Our launch event was in collaboration with Miami Soundspace, and we had it at Gramps. It was a pop-up choir. 126 people came, and we
Wow.
learned to sing in 4-part harmony. We found love in a hopeless place. It was so cute. So anyways, I sing in a choir and I'm on the board of Miami Soundspace, but if anybody's interested, we are starting up rehearsals again for the new season in a couple of weeks. We rehearse on Wednesday nights at the Arch Center in downtown Miami. And Miami Soundspace is so amazing. I'm going to take one more second to talk about it because
Yeah.
the other two choirs, one of them is called the Bluebirds. It's a men's choir of incarcerated singers at Everglades Correction
Mm.
Institution. And the third choir, which was just started this year, is called Threshold Choir, which is a choir that sings people over the threshold of life and death. So
Mm.
essentially, it is a bedside service provided during hospice care to
Wow.
provide healing and comfort to people who are dying and their families. So Laura Merisier is the founder. She created all 3 of these choirs, and obviously they're bringing community music into communities that need it, and adults, just adults in general, absolutely are a community that need choir and connection, because once you are done with school, there's not really like any kind of
Yeah.
way to like get involved and meet people. So Miami Sound Space is one of them. And I also dance salsa. I'm a salsa dancer. So I've
There you
got lots
go.
of
Beyonce, J-Lo on. Girl, let me find out you're out here singing and dancing in
stuff.
the Miami streets.
You know what, honestly, it kind of goes back to the pandemic in a lot of ways, because I was always a singer. I was always a dancer from the time I was a little kid. And you know how intense the journalism industry can be. So for the
Yes.
first like part of my career, I just really focused on journalism, and I didn't feel like I could make a commitment to like being at rehearsal at 6
Mm.
p.m., And then during the pandemic, I'm sure everyone experienced that kind of just shifting of your priorities, you know? And I thought to myself, I want to be a person first and a journalist second. And the first thing I'm going
That
to do
part.
is reconnect with my childhood love of the arts. And so I typed into Google community choir and Miami Sound Space came up. So I joined Miami Sound Space. And actually, it was May and the new season wasn't starting until September. And I was like, I can't wait. So then I typed in salsa classes and I found salsa classes nearby. And I've been doing both for 3 years. And
Wow.
We Met in Miami is kind of a part of that whole narrative as well, because, you know, when I decided, okay, Miami is my place, it's where I'm staying, then I'm like, okay, if that's true, then like I have a responsibility to do what I can to try to solve the problems that we have and try to make this place even better. And connection is a challenge. So I launched We Met in Miami, and I hope, you know, this would be something positive that I could do with the energy that I was spending otherwise, honestly feeling lonely, feeling really frustrated with dating apps and just like not having the kind of meaningful connections that I was looking for. And it's been great. You know, it's been an amazing way to spend my time and energy where I feel like I am meeting people and making those connections. And I'm also helping other people do the same.
I love, love, love that. And you just actually just motivated me and reminded me because, as you said, being a journalist, like you said, you forget and you get so caught up in the work. And just also, too, we're creatives. Like we write, we create content for a living. And so for
Mhm.
me, I was like, I need another creative outlet. And I thought
You
about doing
do.
like some improv or theater classes. And so you just motivated me to restart that search and finding a group that I could connect with because yeah, like you need that outlet and that community sometimes it's something
Absolutely.
that's totally separate from the work that we do. So thank you
And you're
for
not
that. I
just a
appreciate it.
journalist, you're also an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? Like you're
Hmm.
the head of your business. And so when the thing that you do because it's creative and fun turns into your job and the thing that you have to do to make money, then you know the way you feel about it is different. So it, you know, you just got to have something else that you can do to like really um
That part.
to
Hmm.
really like, develop yourself, you know what I mean?
No, definitely. Look, I really love the turn that this conversation took. You just fed my soul and gave me all the information that I needed
Amazing.
to,
Well, maybe we should do an improv event. That sounds like a good idea.
let
I was
me know because
thinking a talent show. I think a talent show could be really fun. So,
yes, and that gets people out of their shell, and
yeah,
I like that. Look, Jessica, we gotta stay here. Look, I would love
yes,
to have you come back as you have upcoming events. We can even do
amazing.
like some quick drops or something like that. I just want to let our audience know what you have going on. So please, you're not a friend of the show. We got each other's cell, so we're here now. We're here.
Awesome. Well, follow us on Instagram at We Met in Miami. You can go to wemetinmiami.org to sign up for email updates. I know some people would rather do that than be on Instagram, and that totally is fine and makes sense. But those are two ways that you can stay connected with us. And maybe we'll see you next week at We Met at Game Night at Tripping Animals. And Janae, maybe we'll see you on September 18th at Books and Books for our We Met at a Local News Forum.
Yeah, send me the details. We'll try to figure that out. If I can make it work with my schedule, because when you were saying that, I was like, "Oh, I want to go to that." And now you're like, "Be on the panel." So yeah,
Yeah.
let's figure that out, guys. If you're looking at the screen, we have the We Met in Miami Instagram page on the screen. And give them the website once again.
wemetinmiami.org.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Jessica. I'm glad we were able to get this going. Guys, this has been another amazing episode of the Can We Talk podcast. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, MySpace, Black Planet, all the things. We're everywhere. And also to go to hellonewsmiami.com right now. Sign up for our email newsletter. We have exclusive content for our loyal followers there. So make sure you check us out there. Again, Jessica, this has been amazing. Make sure you come back. Let us know about your future events. I want to make sure our High Low News audience are as plugged in and know what's going on because We Met in Miami sounds like an amazing space to meet people, not just for romantic connections, but friendship too. And, you know, having those type of connections in this world we live in is so important. So thank you for fostering that for us.
And thank you for your work. I am absolutely a subscriber to your email newsletter, so I really appreciate it. And I know we're going to stay connected.
No, definitely, because I'm like, I'll follow WLRN. So the fact that you even knew who I was like, me?
Oh, I know who you are. I've been hearing about you for a while. You're making waves out here in a really good way.
Oh man, that's good to know because sometimes I don't
Mhm.
know who's who's paying attention.
You mentioned that, one of the ways that we connected was you met my colleague Wilkin Brutus at a
Yes,
panel.
Wilkett.
And it was funny because I saw that Wilkin was going to be on the panel and that you were also going to be on the panel. And I was like, Wilkin, you have to connect me to Janae. I need to talk to her. I want to get connected with her. So I'm so glad we made the connection. And I
Me
know that we're going
too.
to continue.
Shout out to Wilkin. Yes. When he told me that, I was like, please give her my cell. Let her know. Like, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. But we're here now. And I appreciate it. And one sister in journalism to the next. I appreciate the work that you do. And thank you for supporting us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of the Can We Talk podcast. Thank you, Hello News family, for rocking with us. We'll see you next time. Peace. Bye.